Ladies and gentlemen, it's another episode of Spencer Uncensored. This is episode 80. That means we've had 79 other episodes where we got together and talked about unshakable secrets that help business owners boost their momentum and build mastery. My name is Spencer Combs. I believe that personal development or professional development always happens on the backside of personal development because really businesses don't actually grow. People do. So that's why we're here tonight. I am all about answering the question, what does it take to help people move their business and their life forward? So we've uncovered what we call the Unshakable framework, which is really two frameworks. So we have the momentum side, which is all the drift to drive discussion, essentially how to get people to take action. How do we get ourselves to tap into the four factors of drive, and how do we do that, right? And take action and do things. And some people are more wired for that, by the way. And then the other side of it would be mastery, right? In the past, I used to call it maintenance, but really it's a mastery discussion about how do we make things better, build a system, right? Build a process and make things consistent, right? To stay over a long period of time. You need both of those things. And some people are really focused on one or the other, and really you need both. So that's what we do here. We talk about that kind of stuff. Quick update for those of you as we start rolling, people start rolling in. I appreciate you guys coming in. Feel free to drop in the comments where you're coming in from, what your name is, that kind of thing. I'm coming to you live from inside my Jeep because it's cooler in here than it is outside. I'm coming to you live from Jacksonville, Florida, which is where I live. And today, right now, my Jeep says it's 97 degrees and it's 6 p.m. 97 degrees and it's 6 p.m. Maybe drop in the comments what the temperature is for you right now. Oh man. But anyway, so it's cooler in here. Got the Jeep running, got some air conditioning going. We're going to have a quick conversation tonight. Couple of updates. We got the event coming up in August the 23rd through the 25th in Columbia, South Carolina. Really excited about that. That's the Unshakable Weekend Event. That's where we take 3 days and we take you away from your life long enough to focus in on what you specifically want, how to set up, how to go through all the actual momentum factors and get into full drive, create a breakthrough experience, and then how to map out a plan for both the mindset and the mechanics of getting you where you want to go. So we do all that in the course of 3 days, or really 20 hours. It's not a full 3 days because we start like Friday in the middle of the day. That has early bird pricing. So if you're wanting to do that, you should probably go to spencercombs.com/UWE, and it'll tell you more about how to get in on that. So anyway, spencercombs.com/UWE for the Unshakable Weekend Event. The other thing that we're working on, of course, is the book. Momentum and Mastery is coming together. Tomorrow should make a lot more progress. My goal, we'll see if this comes together, but my goal is actually to get the Kindle version of it ready to go early August. Roughly 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the print version comes out, because I want to be able to give the ebook free for those that buy the book pre-order. So we're working on that. We're going to get that squared away for you as well. So that's a big deal. Keep an eye out on spencercombs.com for that too. Let's see. Anything else? I got web classes. I got stuff coming up. If you're not registered for the web class, that's over on unshakablesecrets.com. Here's what I want to talk to you guys tonight about. That was all my little promo. By the way, if you've ever watched, you guys listen to people like Tim Ferriss or Ed Milet, these guys, they usually have about 3 to 5 minutes of commercials before you actually get into anything. 3 minutes isn't so bad for me. I'm just doing what the big boys do, right? So anyway, all right. Here's what I want to talk about tonight. You're probably, especially in a startup phase, you're really playing two games at once. You're playing checkers and you're playing chess. The checkers game, especially if you're in a startup game like I am, you're really focused on cash flow, sales, pushing in on getting money flowing consistently enough so that you can then keep reinvesting and doing what needs to be done. That's the checkers game. If you don't do that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose the entire game, right? The chess game is the long game. And see, like in my world where people book people like me a year in advance. I just had a conversation with someone who has 13 trampoline parks around the country. They're going to have a managers meeting next year, and they're going to line me up for it. I've also got another one, a real estate event where the entire state, a brokerage has the entire state come to one place, and they're going to have me come, but that's not until the fall. See, that's the long game. That's the the chess game. That's what and the content creation and building programs and doing all this kind of stuff for you that's the chess game. That's the long game, and that's where the big money shows up. But in the meantime, I still have to play checkers. I still have to make the phone calls. I still have to talk to people to get transactions moving, right? If you're a real estate agent and you're listening to this, you have to play checkers by being in the trenches and making the phone calls. Meanwhile, if you're looking to build any kind of leverage, you're putting money aside maybe to hire an ISA team, or you're doing some things to build and grow for the future. That's the chess game. But you have to still play checkers. And what really gets under my skin is when people are trying to do the chess game without checkers, because they're like, well, I'm bigger than that. I don't want to have to stoop down to do those types of things. I want to go to a high level. Well, you could do that, but it's going to cost you money. I don't know if you've ever heard this before. I heard it some time ago, and it really makes a lot of sense. Good, write these 3 words down on a piece of paper. Good, fast, cheap. Good, fast, and cheap. You can have any 2 at the expense of the third. Good, fast, and cheap. You can have any 2 at the expense of the third. I know I heard that back in 2004 because I remember the conversation when it came up. Good, fast, and cheap. Well, I could have it good and fast, but it's not going to be cheap. I could do fast and cheap, but it's not going to be good. I could have, which one did I not hit? Y'all going to help me out tonight? Help me really quiet. Make sure I got by the way, my comments didn't work very well last week, and so I didn't get to see anything you guys put in here. They came in late, so it's kind of weird. Fast and good, not going to be cheap, right? We already said that. So good and cheap. Yeah, that's the one we're missing. Good and cheap, it's not going to be fast. So when you're looking at all that, you're going to have to play the both games. The checkers game is getting sales, right? If you're in the new business, you're trying to get something launched, quit trying to make it all right. You got to get the cash flow going. Sell somebody something, right? And then as you do that, though, you have to begin working on your customer fulfillment, whatever it is that you're actually selling, and you got to begin working more on your expertise. Just like for me, I intend to get some certifications and some training and things that I want to do to keep upping my game, but I'm not going to make that a prerequisite for me to go out here and make things happen. And neither should you. You have to get out and make things happen. Now, you might be like we got an insurance agency right now. It's a $20 million agency. Insurance agency. They have like 13 employees, right? We have a whole team of people in that scenario to work on individual small things to play checkers. But the leadership really, especially from the ownership perspective, is playing the chess game. That's all they're focused on. And that's the beauty of building out and scaling. It allows you to focus more and more on chess, right? Jeff Bezos is always living in the future. Well, he could do that now because in all of his conversations and all of his leadership discussions are all about the future because they're looking for trends, because we're constantly looking to leverage off the checkers game. But if you're early in this conversation and it's just you, or even just you and one other person, it's all about checkers, folks. That 1-2 move, that 1-2-3 move to get sales in the pipeline. I love to hear your input on this conversation. I don't really need to keep grinding on about this. The only other suggestion or only other topic I really wanted to share with you guys is make sure you're stepping up your game on growth and what constitutes a bad day. I posted it here in the group. I posted it earlier on my personal page too. What I constitute as a bad day would absolutely obliterate some people. And that's because big problems only happen to little people. I'm going to say it again. Big problems only happen to little people. Haven't you ever had a little kid come up to you and say they can't tie their shoe? And you're thinking, that's easy. But that's a big problem to them because they've not really mastered how to tie a shoe. And if you haven't worked on your emotional mastery enough to be able to manage bigger problems, well, therein lies your opportunity for growth. Dropped a lot of things to think about tonight. I'm not going to elaborate further. I think this is enough for someone to take it, chew on it for a little bit, and go apply it. If you're not already on my daily text, by the way, make sure all you got to do is text me your name to 904-299-1877. First and last name to just tell me you want to be on the daily text. 904-299-1877. Every day for 5 days a week, I drop nuggets on you in the morning. All right. Y'all have a fantastic day. Been 10 minutes of a Spencer Uncensored, but I believe it was useful. Y'all have a good one.